pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Let's go.
Second and 10. It's Boykin again. And a little floater there is incomplete.
Sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And Hill with it over the middle. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And they'll run it here. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
The rookie Boykin to throw. It's caught on the right side. Williams. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Their big tight end, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Falcons add on. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And now here comes Kansas City. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
Black round. Let's go.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he's got Lockett. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And quickly, they get to the line. First carry for the former Florida State man. It's Carlos Williams. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw is Prescott. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Making the stop there, Daniil Hunter.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Come on, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Here's Prescott. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
Here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And they're going to speed things up here.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back. I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go.
They're going on 4th. Boykin. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. And now here comes Kansas City. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They were trying to go to Marshall that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I remember growing up playing basketball. My coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who.
And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They'll get 32 yards there, and it'll be 1st down Atlanta.
men, and they are challenge. Bass and stills in the building, flash the camera. I'ma drop the hammer. Things done changed the hip hop since that Bobby out the slammer. Hip hop start on the East Coast and it moved